Today we're going to profile the injury to Alexander Zverev that occurred in the semi-final against Rafael Nadal. He suffered what's called a low ankle sprain. We're going to go through what ligaments he injured during the injury and how bad it is. So as I said, he did a low ankle sprain. Here it is here. The foot's rolled in towards the middle of his body. And just to show you what happened exactly to the bones in his leg, we're going to draw them now in terms of what bones are in your ankle, starting off with the fibula, which is on the little toe side of your ankle. Then the tibia, which is otherwise known as your shin bone, which is mostly on the big toe side of your ankle. And then we're going to mark the heel bone just at the bottom there, and in between those other bones is also a bone called the talus. So that's the heel bone just marked there. But the ligaments that Alexander would have injured are called the low lateral ligaments, and they're known as the ATFL and the CFL, otherwise known as the anterotalofibular ligament and the calcaneofibular ligament. So they're the ones that he's going to have injured in this horrible injury that occurred in the semi-final. Now, we couldn't see Alexander's ankle that clearly in the pictures, but this is what it would have looked like. Everything was loaded up on the outside part of his ankle there. This is the shot just about in reverse as he's about to come onto the ankle. So he's just loading the ankle up at the moment. And once again, we're going to mark those green ligaments. They're the ones that are going to come under stretch very shortly as he begins to roll it. So this is sort of phase one in the photo frame as he's placing his leg down to make the forehand. As he goes to play the forehand now, his foot's starting to roll in a bit further as marked by the arrow there. And what that means is those green ligaments are on stretch. So the heel's moving inwards, and those green ligaments, they're going to be on much more stretch than before. They're still intact, but they're starting to cop a lot more pressure at this point. And then he's really gone over here. This is the last frame. This is where he's in real pain. Foot's gone underneath him. Those ligaments now are going to be really unstretched and very likely possibly snapped or ruptured. And this is what the ankle would look like at this point. The heel's really rolled in. Those ligaments are just about gone. And so those low lateral ligaments are injured. And you think, well, this is really bad. Will he need an operation? But the good news is with this type of injury, very rarely does someone need an operation. So he's actually probably likely to recover quite quickly. It takes 7 to 18 days for the average professional soccer player to actually make it back to training and playing. So that's pretty quick. So Alexander might be back training and playing tennis again within a fortnight. 83 to 89% of athletes actually are back within about 4 weeks in terms of at least the training. So it's very possible he'll be back playing again very soon. In terms of possible repercussions, he's at a much higher risk of spraining the ankle again over the next 12 months. That can be reduced by an ankle brace, but you don't often see that in professionals, so we'll need to look out for that in the future. In terms of what could keep him out longer, well, any other injury that he sustained during the sprain could keep him out. So something like what's called an osteochondral defect, meaning it took a bit of bone and cartilage off from the ankle, which you'd find on an x-ray, could keep him out for a considerable period of time. If he had an ankle fracture rather than a sprain, certainly the mechanism is very similar, then that could also keep him out, as is in the picture here, that ankle fracture just marked there, and that would take a lot longer to heal and possibly require surgery. Another injury that he could have suffered in conjunction is sort of some inflammation from some ankle spurs. So most athletes, professional athletes, wear some spurs at the front of the ankle, often not causing them any problems, but it can restrict a bit of range. Often, if they then do a sprain to the ankle, it'll take a lot longer for them to recover. And then the other injury is called a peroneal tendon injury. So peroneal tendons run along the little toe side of the ankle. They're stretched out when you roll the ankle in, and so if Alexander was not recovering, that'd be another injury that we worry about. But as always, thank you for tuning into the Foot and Ankle Orthopedic Surgeon. Take a look at one of our other videos here, or please subscribe if you like our videos. Thank you very much for listening, as always.